Hello, good evening. It's Mrs.Z. Today is grade 5, mission 5, lesson 21. It's a problem set. Write the number on your task card and summary of the task in a blank. Then draw the figure in the box. Label your figure with as many names as you can. Circle the most specific name. So there are many of these cards. I just pick up randomly a few. So I wrote down that summary for each card, and then I will draw the figure in the box. Okay, so let's see what can we do. Draw trapezoid with a right angle. So trapezoid has one right angle. Let's see if that is going to do this way. Okay, right angle. It's right here. Okay. Trapezoid needs to have at least one pair of parallel sides. So that means I can have this bottom sides parallel to the top. And then I will have right angle. So here's actually two right angles. But to be trapezoid, right trapezoid is, this is called right trapezoid. And it has at least one right angle. Because when you have at least one right angle, and at least one pair of parallel sides, that means this also could be the square, could be rectangle. So those are, but the real name is right trapezoid. But nickname because it has at least one pair of parallel sides, which are these. Square and rectangle have two pairs of parallel sides. So this shape could be also a square or a rectangle, but the real name is right trapezoid. Okay, pick number 2. Draw a rectangle with the length that is twice as its width. So if let me make the length to be, let's see, 2, 4. I'm gonna make this one. Okay, 2, 4. So that's rectangle has a length, and it's 2 times big as the width, and the width is going to be, let me see, I had 2 centimeters, so it's going to be 2 centimeters, 2 centimeters. So this is the width, and this is twice width, but it's also length. These two is length L. Okay, so I can goes to about right here. So let's see. That is work. Sorry. Here is rectangle. Rectangle has right angles and it has opposite sides congruent. So this one and this one are congruent, and then this one and this one are same or congruent. They also have two pairs of parallel sides. Parallel sides is this one, that one, that's a pair, and then this is also pair of parallel sides, and then they have 4 right angles. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is rectangle. Okay, rectangle. That's I'm gonna circle original name, and that is this one as well, but it also can be parallelogram. It could be square. It could be quadrilateral. All are quadrilateral because the rules are, these are all that we need to do are quadrilaterals. Okay, so let's move to the next one. Choose 6. So draw rhombus with 4 square angles. Rhombus with 4 equal angles. To be rhombus, you need angles that are opposite congruent, but if all 4 are equal, so they're all opposite are equal as well. So this shape with the 4 in a rhombus is actually square. So I'm going to kind of like turn the square around. But I could use my rule. It's easier this way. So this is a rhombus with opposite. I'm gonna turn the square, shift it, so you can see that it's the same shape, but it has 4 right equal angles. So that is square. And then also here, but it's rhombus because to be rhombus, you need to have 4 congruent sides. And so this is congruent to this, congruent to this, and congruent to that. And also the angles are equal or congruent as well as here. Okay, so another, so it's a rhombus. It's in the main name, rhombus with the 4 equal angles is called square. And that is its name, main name. The nickname is a rhombus or parallelogram or rectangle. So square, rhombus, parallelogram, rectangle. All these are nicknames for the for a square, because to be rhombus, you need to have opposite side congruent, opposite angles congruent, and you need to have all the sides the same. So this is same as this, same as this, same as this. These lines are that tells you that these line segments are congruent. Okay. Draw isosceles trapezoid eyes. We always say eyes, isosceles like eyes. You have two eyes same. So that's what isosceles trapezoid will be. It will have a two sides that are congruent. Two eyes we have that are the same, so we will have a two congruent sides. Okay, so I'm going to have draw the line, like, let's see if this one could have, let's see, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, and I'm going to make parallel line. I'm going to want to see how many centimeters I want. I want this to be, let's do more. Okay, I'm going to just, hold on. Let me make with angles. Okay, so I am going to use my protractor and let's make 70 degrees angle. So from here I'm gonna have 70 degrees, and then also I'm gonna have 70 degrees from other side. That will tells me that these are going to be congruent. So going to, hold on, go inside, and that is right here. Okay, so it's gonna be, now I wanted these sides to be same length, so I'm going to have 2.5 centimeters. Hold on, 2.5. Okay, and then this one will be 2.5. Okay. 2.5. Now I got isosceles trapezoid with two congruent sides. As you can see, this one is not congruent to that, but is parallel. But this here is congruent to this here. I have a 2.5 centimeters and 2.5 centimeters. Okay, if you look, this one is 1, 2, 3, 4 centimeters, and then this one is 2.4 centimeters. 2.4 centimeters. So that tells you that this is parallel sides, okay, to this one here. So those are two parallel sides, parallel pair, and then this side and this side are congruent, and that's why it's called isosceles triangle, because it has an isosceles trapezoid. Sorry, isosceles trapezoid has two pairs of congruent sides. But these two sides are intersection lines. Like if I extend these lines, they're gonna get trapped right here in this point right here. If I extend each of these lines, they will intersect. they will intersect each other, or I call it trapped. They're gonna trap. So that is isosceles trapezoid. So we say if they have at least one pair of parallel sides, they could be called also like square, rhombus, and square and rhombuses. That's what it, because at least two have one pair of parallel sides. Okay, let's move on and draw parallelogram with 60 degrees angle. So if I am parallelogram has like rectangle, two longer sides and two shorter sides. So I'm going to make this one first. Okay, about like this. So I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Let's have 2, 4, 5 centimeters. I'm gonna have this 5 centimeters. So this is 5 cm. Okay, and then I'm going to, this is a 60 degrees angle, so I'm going to make 60 degrees angle. Here is the center of a circle. Remember, angles lives in a circle. So here's the 0. I want a 60 degrees, so that is 60 degrees. I'm going to make a dot right here. So it helps me to connect. I don't need all the way to the dot, but dot is used to create 60 degrees angle. So here is that 60 degrees angle. And that I'm going to extend and make this, let's see, 3 centimeters. So I'm going to do that. So when I have one of this and this, these are 3 points that create parallelogram. I need only 4 points, and 4 point needs to be parallel this side. Like if I call this A, B, C, and D. So A and B has to be parallel to D and C. So I'm just gonna do a little bit like that, and then A and D has to be parallel to B and C. So I'm going to, again, I need now just to connect these, and it will be perfect parallelogram with 60 degrees angle. Because it's parallelogram, this is 60 degrees, opposite angles are congruent. So these are also 60 degrees. And then these are called acute, and these are obtuse angles. So if I know that 60 plus 60 is 120, that all 4 needs to be 360 degrees. So I don't need to even measure this. I will know that if 120 and what will give me 360 degrees. So it will be 240 degrees. So these two share 240 degrees. So if I do this and this, they will share 240 degrees. So it will be 120 degrees each. So just, and they're called obtuse angles. All right, so next I draw a rhombus that is not rectangle. So this was a rhombus that was 4 equal angles. It was a rectangle, a square. So now this is a rhombus, real rhombus. And you will have the opposite angles congruent. I'm going to use, let's see if it's, I'm gonna use this, the strategy of creating, no, actually, no, I'm not. I was thinking to use perpendicular diagonals, but in this case, I will not do that. I will just create a regular rhombus, okay, which is not rectangle. So I'm going to have this line, and I want to say rhombus has to have the same side. So this one is 3 centimeters. So also the other one has to be 3 centimeters. So all the sides have to be 3 centimeters. So if I take and I can do also any angle that I wish. So I'm just gonna do this right here, but I'm going to now measure 3 centimeters. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 3 centimeters. And I have two adjacent sides of my rhombus, and this is 3 centimeter and this is 3 centimeters. So I need 2 more sides, and then I will go parallel. Remember, the opposite sides are parallel, so this is going to be parallel, and it's also going to be 3 centimeters. Here you go. So 1, 2, 3 centimeter, and then the last will be these two. They will connect, and that is rhombus with no right angle. So it will be 3 centimeter, 3 centimeter. But the angles are like this is a rhombus, has a right angles, rhombus with and it's called square. This is rhombus with congruent side. This is congruent to this, and this. So all are the same sides, and that opposite angles are congruent. So these are two acute angles, and these are two obtuse angles. Opposite angles are congruent in a rectangle, in a rhombus. So they will be, these will be same as this, and then this is going to be same as that. All right, so, and this is a rhombus. The rhombus is also parallelogram. That's the only quadrilateral and parallelogram, because it has this and this parallel sides, and this are parallel sides. So two pairs of parallel sides. It's also called parallelogram. But it is The main name is rhombus, and this is a nickname. I call it like that. Okay, so those are just a few. There are many cards that you could explore in a classroom. And then there is back side that it says question this. All right. Number 2. John says because rhombuses do not have a perpendicular sides, they cannot be rectangles. Explain his error in thinking. So if you look this, they say rhombuses do not have a perpendicular sides. That's not true because one of the rhombus is a square, and square has a perpendicular sides. If I extend this line and this line, it's a perpendicular. So that is what we can say a square. So they cannot be rectangles, and a square is rectangle. So how we can explain error in thinking? John says that because rhombus do not have a perpendicular sides, they cannot be rectangles. One of a rhombus. One of rhombuses is a square, and square, and it has sides that are perpendicular. So John statement is wrong. So that means that rhombus can be rectangle as well, nickname. Okay, so how I can explain, how can write it down? Inside of angles congruent. So the best thing is if I draw. So if this is, remember, this is rectangle. Square is rectangle because it has right angles. Okay, and square is a rhombus because if you cannot see that way, I could turn that way, that square, and then opposite angles are congruent. This is congruent to this, and this is opposite to this. So their opposite angles are congruent, and then all sides are congruent or same. So that what rhombus, why square is rhombus, so that this particular shape can be called square, can be called a rectangle, can be called parallelogram, and can be called rhombus. So this is why this statement is, and then the reason is it has a perpendicular sides. So if I extend this side and this side, they are perpendicular to each other. So if I label this A, B, C, and D, I can say that like this: AB line segment is perpendicular to BC line segment, or CB line segment. So that's what why is this statement perpendicular sides. Square has a perpendicular side and square is rectangle. So if I extend this line there and this line here, they create right angle, they create perpendicular sides, or this one here, and that's all they are, sides perpendicular. Okay. Jack says that because kites do not have a parallel sides, a square is not a kite. Okay, so it's the same thing. Jack says that because kites not have a parallel sides, so square cannot is not a kite. Explain his error in thinking. So because to be kite, you have to have a adjacent sides congruent. So I'm going to show you this. So if this is one side and this is another side, these two sides are adjacent and they are the same. Okay, so the square really has two adjacent sides, actually two pairs of adjacent sides. If I take this two, that's two adjacent, and I'm going to use my orange to make other pair. So these are the other adjacent sides that are congruent. So this and this are congruent in a square. When you look kite has two one adjacent. These two are congruent, but then also it has other. Let me just make sure that I am correct. Let's me it's about, so they will have the same. So these two are going to be congruent. So this one here and this one here are congruent. This and this is congruent. Okay, so by definition, to be kite, you need to have at least one pair of um, congruent adjacent sides. They have two, actually, two, sorry, not one. They have to have two pairs of adjacent sides. So this is one pair, and this is another pair of adjacent sides, and sides that are next to each other. So a square has one, two. This is pair of adjacent sides, and this is pair of adjacent sides, and that's why Jack is wrong, because we can call square also kite. So I can write down explanation. A square has two pairs of equal adjacent sides. So it can be called a kite. Okay. One of rhombuses is a square, and it has sides that are perpendicular. So I explained that. So there you go. I think this was lesson 21, problem set. We did, and it was Mrs.Z. All right, guys, see you next time. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.